What's going on, y'all? Part 3. 3 goggles. Boom, 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 boom. Photography. Skills to build. Photography for me was always just a hobby. I loved it. I used to do it in high school as a side gig. It was definitely a hobby of mine. But when I really got into basketball and got into this business, it really carried over to, And because I do social media for our program, being able to have that skill was super dope. To be able to take photos and really create those type of, not just memories, not just content for social media, but memories for my kids and everything like that was super dope. Photography obviously is very expensive. I was fortunate that I got a camera that does enough to suffice, but it was an investment on my part. And when I got to Ohio State, we got a really super duper nice camera. That was awesome, but it is a great investment for your program. And if you want to add more value in certain areas, that is definitely somewhere that you can. You never know when your team is going to go on that run to the Sweet 16 or anything like that. So having a background in it really truly makes a difference. I think that photography is definitely up there for skills with me when it comes to just being able to be versatile. And now it's 2019 and all these kids want to do is come on visits and take pictures. I'm fortunate that we have someone that does those when the kids do come, but not everyone has that resource. So when I was at FIU, I really dove into photography, and actually I was doing the photo shoots myself, which when I look at those pictures now, I'm like, goodness, you were awful. But it was still a skill that I built, and to be able to even offer that, when otherwise we just wouldn't have it, really truly made a difference. So when you talk about skills you want to build that translate to recruiting, translate to social media, everything like that, photography is definitely one of them. And it's as simple as getting a camera, shooting in auto, but then moving on to other things. YouTube, once again, best resource ever. Definitely walks you through photography skills if you want to shoot in manual. So photography is definitely a skill that's a dark horse skill, in my opinion, that can really put you in other levels and put your program at different levels as well. And if you really are trying to add value and you want to kind of, get skills that can really propel you and get you there that other people may not have, photography is definitely one of them. There are tons of websites that you can actually rent equipment from. So if you don't necessarily have the ability to buy that $3,000, camera, or that, $3,000 lens, or that, $500 camera, there are tons. There's a ton of places you can rent stuff from for that occasion, for that, for a long period of time even, that would definitely cut the cost of that if that's an issue. But photography is definitely a skill that I would definitely say, hey, if you have the ability to go out and do that, definitely go and do it. I remember when I was at FIU, we were new and we needed pictures because it was like the coaches were going recruiting, and it was like, oh, where are they going? And it's like, well, who are they? And I was able to just be able to take pictures real quick on campus, and we had a graphic. But little stuff like that. iPhones right now are super duper dope. They shoot 4K and really good photos. So that's even a skill too, really honing in on understanding what your iPhone is capable of. Portrait mode is awesome. I know y'all be taking selfies, I know all that, but really diving into photography in that realm too, with an iPhone, is definitely a realm you could take as well, especially if you don't necessarily have those resources. But I will sit here and tell you that photography is definitely a skill that you can build, and it's also really cool too. It's a great hobby. It's a great, let me step back and do something that's not, that's fun, that's has a result that is most times, if you get it right, breathtaking. But photography, definitely a skill to build as we move forward. So we're going to stay on that realm, and the next 2 things we're going to talk about is video editing and video shooting. So click below, let's get to the next one, and go.